to see a game 3, it looks like, because OG, they're going to close this out with just an absolute ruthlessness.
Yeah, they looked determined in this series. Like they had a message to send to somebody, I'll say that. Especially this game 2, like very coherent game plan, very clear idea of how their heroes combine, what they want to achieve with them, and what that timing window they want to hit is. That 25-minute second Aegis high ground, their lineup excels at that point, super hard to deal with.
Yeah,
and they got there on all cylinders and very well executed.
Arena, they get the hook shot to be able to stall out the spear, but at the same time he gets BKB'd and then swapped back out. Uragi saved his ally. ILTW showing up here with the Scotty, so it's going to be a little bit hard for OG to extract themselves out. The Alacrity doing a good amount of work here, as you can see Misha, who tried to step up to the plate for a Fire Blast, gets blasted himself before he could do anything.
He unfortunately does not have a second life.
No. He's got a second hit, though.
It's true. I also like this Hurricane Pike Ench build. It's kind of the new meta in town, so to say. It's a bit more selfish, a bit more greedy. You just play for the Pike imp hits in the fight on some hero, and that guy is not happy. It's a lot of damage. You'd be surprised how much it adds up quickly. So it's interesting to see this kind of thing come back. And a second Hurricane Pike on Uragi.
Jesus, this is not a Clockwork game.
Yeah, it really isn't.
They picked up this Clockwork 1-2 with the Invoker, and while Miracle Invoker was not good enough to carry game 1, it looks like nor game 2, the Clockwork especially looked pretty bad for, I don't know, these openings just feel kind of very well addressed by OG.
And when you pick this clock that early, it can be difficult for him to have good interaction with the enemy cores because they have all their cores left to pick.
Yeah.
So they kind of know what they're picking into in terms of the play action coming out from Nigma. Because you're not going to end up picking some Clockwork Earth Spear, right? Like, you know you need some other damage support behind this clock, so you kind of know the type of support pair that's coming out. You're telegraphing a bit of your game plan, which isn't the worst if you can get this clock snowballing, like you have a mid he can gank for, which Invoker can do some of that. TA is just, it's hard, especially when there's an Ench roaming. And we saw all those early battles mid. I mean, it's basically 8 heroes mid.
Yeah.
I mean, those types of shenanigans could go either way. If they went Nigma's way, we might be looking at a different game. But this Ench is honestly the king of those types of fights because she's 2 heroes in 1.
Yeah.
You get the Enchantress with the heal that's super annoying, and you get her creep that's effective HP is probably the highest of any hero in the fight in the early game. We saw the Troll take the tower on its own.
Yeah, yeah. With all those skeletons,
yeah,
it was too much to handle.
Honestly, a lot of this game is Ench setting the plate for this lineup to come online. It's understated impact, but there's not a lot of supports who can do those early game things to that extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, what early game support is coming in and taking the mid tower while she's in the fight?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Shakiro,
Enchantress,
Leshrac edicting from the tree line.
Yeah,
the memes of old.
37-27 as we cross over the 30-minute marker here. Not looking so good for Nigma Galaxy as they are looking at a 0-2 start to their second season here in the DPC. And a reminder that their first bit didn't go so well either. They ended up in a 4-way tiebreaker. They were the worst team in that tiebreaker, ended up getting 6th. They went to Gamers Galaxy, and they actually did look good there. I thought they were going to be in the grand finals, personally, but...
I mean, they're a momentum team. So
they're a momentum team, yeah.
As long as they build momentum over the season, might be all right. But this game is not over yet, Cap.
Yeah?
Let me point out,
okay,
Miracle, full Shiva's guard completed.
Oh.
And ILTW is still, he's still getting slain. They're still been able to farm their triangle for the last 5 minutes or so here.
I thought you were going to say,
he's got
like,
a little bit crazy.
I was ready for, like, Divine Rapier. ILTW is on its way. You know?
I mean, if OG just jumps him, I think the fight's really hard. But if they can have this Deuce go ham
Smoke breaks. Arena, he managed to catch Miracle, but misses all his spells. The swap back on ILTW, but he does manage to get off the Stone Gaze. The epicenter coming in. Only really hitting the Ogre is not the greatest, but they will be able to deal with the first life of, oh, nice spear back. Double Arena is too much to handle. The first one didn't do that much, but the second one was devastating from Amar and will pretty much clean up as Nigma. They're going to have a second round to this fight, a second breath perhaps as they all buy back. BZM slowed down by the Scotty. God, they need this kill. They need it so badly. It looks like Spear catching it. Oh no, Miracle gets blown up before BZM dies. Die he does, but he ends it on an ultra kill.
Deuce's doing work in these fights as long as she can stay alive. It takes 2 lives there.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that next time. The double arena looked cool. I'm not sure it did a lot, but it did look cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Amar's all about. He's here to look cool.
Flashy style. You think he purposely just threw both, like Venn diagram style, just bam, bam? He threw the one, missed everybody, threw the other.
No, that was definitely the first one. He was like, oh god, that was a total whiff. He missed the rebuke, he missed the spear, he couldn't see Miracle, and so he was like, all right, I gotta fix this. I gotta make this second arena look good.
Two, though. That's why you get 2. I mean, he is a force to be reckoned with in these fights, though. He does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does.
And that fight only is sustained through Nigma's buybacks. This Medusa gets swapped in. She just gets obliterated. It's really hard for Nigma to jump in with him past double arena and take the fight through all these BKBs. Nigma getting jumped again.
Yeah, they actually throw out the hook shot, so they're willingly jumping into this arena, but Amar, he still has his BKB. ILTW does show up, but the Scotty, it only does so much to be able to stop them. You can see Yuragi, he's going to kind of ignore the Deuce and go for the back line, but he's actually running out. Yeah, this Edge is chunking this poor Medusa, and ILTW's out. So is Mind Control, and I believe so is Nigma Galaxy, as I'm not sure if they want to stick around much longer in this game.
That was without TA.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Nigma was also missing their Invoker, but TA's got a little bit more network than Invoker. That didn't even look close. I mean, basically any fight Nigma gets jumped is almost a disaster. Which is basically going to be every fight, to be honest, because they have Venge who can just run in.
Sometimes lucky. Well, it looks like this time around, even though they did not manage to beat Nigma Galaxy at the Gamers Galaxy tournament, they actually got 2-0'd there by Nigma. Here in the DPC, and arguably some of the matches that matter a little bit more, they seem to be feeling pretty lucky, pretty good about themselves, as this was a very, very clear demonstration by OG.
GH putting on the moves, though.
Trying to anyway, but Yuragi's got some moves of his own. Pretty simple point and click pulls GH back into the enemy, and there it is. Amar going for the fountain dives with the arena. Makes for a pretty good hero to do so. Triple kill for Amar to close things out. Any mantles, sir? No job.
No
mantles around? All right, GG from Nigma.
He ended up in the fountain, though.
He did.
To be a trademark.
He did. All I'm getting from this, Avery, is don't tip Amar.
Don't make him buy back?
Yeah, don't make that man buy back, because he's just going to get angry.
Well, game 1, he had a rough laning phase. Game 2, he had a pretty good laning phase.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was doing work both games. Honestly, I feel like the story of the series is just the early game support impact from Nigma wasn't there for me. Yeah. I think the first game it was kind of there. Like, Kuro had the double courier kill. They were winning the gyro lane, and the Earth Spirit fared better than the clock for me. But this second game just felt like Enchantress took it over almost. Like, Enchantress set this whole game up, and then Templar Assassin Dota. If you get Templar Assassin and you don't check this hero, she's going to take all the